Hello, my name's John. This is the Getting Started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000, and you're watching Wargames Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to the video. We're going to be having a look at the Getting Started with packs that you can get from Games Workshop. We've got the Getting Started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Getting Started with Warhammer 40,000. The Warhammer 40,000 is the newest release of this series of items from Games Workshop. The Age of Sigmar one's been out for a little while. They update these every so often when either a new edition or a new box set comes out and so on. What I'm going to do is start with the older Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and then we'll go on and have a look at the Warhammer 40,000 box set. So, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Getting Started. On the front cover you'll see it says collect, build, paint, play and read. Those are the general areas that you can choose to hobby in. You can do as many or as few, you can do them in any order, doesn't really matter. It's up to you, it's your hobby. But let's take a look at this and see exactly what's in there. So first things first, let's try and unstick this nice and carefully. There we go. You get 2 miniatures with this magazine. We've got I think it's an Orruk Kruleboy and a Stormcast Eternal. We'll have a look at those in a minute. We'll just have a look at the book itself. Nice glossy cover. This is designed for people who are just starting the hobby. So I've been doing this years and years, but I always like picking these up occasionally because they can give you some nice inspiration. You can get some decent minis with them, and for £12.50 you get quite a nice thing that you can flick through and so on. Also, for £12.50 it's not an overly expensive start for someone who's not sure if they want to do the hobby, or they're not sure what part of the hobby they want to explore. So let's just jump straight into the magazine. We've got a brief description on the front of the setting for Age of Sigmar. We then have our contents. So it starts off with assembly of miniatures, then it talks about all different items, goes on to collecting, talks about starts. We'll have a look at all of this, but we'll start with the miniatures themselves. They are push fit, so you shouldn't need too much to put them together, but I would recommend some clippers, something like these, to take them off the sprue. You don't need any glue though, you can then just push fit them together and so on. So we have Stormcast Eternal Vindicator, and then we do have a Kruleboy's Gut Ripper. So 2 nice little models there to start with, to start a collection, or if you've already got a collection, maybe to do a bit of conversions and so on. I am tempted to do a little project with these, so I'm not going to open it right now and build them. I'm going to have a think about that project. So here we have the Realms of War. So this is talking about the whole setting of Age of Sigmar. Really nice artwork, really nice pictures of miniatures and things like that. Nice inspirational pieces, nice artwork as well. And then talking about different factions and things like that. So a lot of detail in this, a lot of information and things. We've got nice selection showing different minis and things. I mean, to all intents and purposes, this is the same kind of thing as when I was a kid and we'd get a catalogue and you'd look through the catalogue and see things that you really like and so on. This is to sell the whole range to people, to get them interested and so on. So it's going to show some really nice stuff in here. So that was order. We've now got destruction. So it's going to talk about the Orruk war clans and different things in there. a nice Mega Gargant, and yeah, nice miniatures there. And we've got Chaos, selection of Chaos miniatures there. We also now in Chaos, obviously for a few years now, but Skaven are in the realms of Chaos as well. Then we have Death, so we've got Death Rattle, Death Walkers, all sorts of things, and Nagash as well. Definitely an improvement on the original release model all those years ago. Nice little thing talking about the Mortal Realms, and then talking about all those different areas. And then talking about collecting miniatures. So, collecting things for display, choosing your factions, collecting for gaming. So that's quite nice. They've got the choice here showing you collecting things just to have them on display, collecting things for gaming. So you've always got those options. You don't have to play the games to enjoy the hobby. Showing the starter sets, so showing all those different things. What I would say, if you're looking to start the hobby, it's always best to, well, no, it's not always best. It's a good idea to get one of the starter sets. Sometimes it's quite good to go in with a mate, so you each have an army each and so on, but sometimes it's just nice to have choice, and everything that's in the box, you can just play with that. You don't need anything else. But yeah, there's some nice starter sets now. The more you get into it, you've got your battle tomes as well, so giving you a lot more information and rules for different models. Start collecting. This is really like a catalogue now, so it's showing us different starter sets and so on. Then it's got building and painting, so talking about building your models, talking about painting your models. If you're ever unsure also of building and painting, I would recommend going down to your local hobby store, having a chat to them in there. They might show you a few things, might sit you down, get you painting and so on. So really nice, talking about all the different things, different styles of starting out painting. So actually, yeah, it's quite nice. So they've got different brushes, undercoating, base coating, shading, dry brushing, layering, contrast paints, technical paints. Yeah, this is really nice actually, going through all the different kind of tools and techniques. Then you've got battle ready painting, so get it ready just to start painting, and different methods as well. That's quite good. I like that. So you've got classic methods, you've got contrast methods. Same with the Cruel Boy. And then, okay, then it's taking it up a level. So this is a really nice kind of way. If you're interested in looking how this is done, it goes through those levels, just building it up to get a higher quality finish of your minis. Playing the game, talking about the different styles of play. And then going into the rules, core rule concepts. So it's pretty comprehensive, this actually. If you're looking to get into the hobby, yeah, it's quite a good thing to get, just to have a look and seeing the kind of the general processes and so on. I'm flicking through this quickly because it's quite a big book actually. So yeah, we're on 100 plus pages in this. Yeah, lots of information in this. Let's see how it goes at the end. So it talks about battalions and things like that. Core rules still. Yeah, okay. So that is a nice place to start actually, if you're interested in looking at Age of Sigmar. So if you're unsure if you want to spend the money on a starter set or anything like that, or if you're buying it for a present for your kids or family members or friends or whatever, that's a nice kind of place to start, I think. I wouldn't necessarily say it's free miniatures with it. For the £12.50, it's a book and miniatures, but you know, I like that. But like I said, I think I'm going to do a project with these miniatures, so in another video we'll have a look at that. So let's jump into the new getting started with Warhammer 40,000 and first models in them. Actually really interested in these models just as a collector myself. First thing that jumps out is the new style of box for this pack. The Age of Sigmar one, lots of plastic, covered up and everything, so we have to unwrap it, got a lot of waste and everything. We have nice cardboard packet for this one, so it can be recycled. I am thinking though of cutting out this artwork and using it somewhere. It's a really quite nice artwork on the front of there. So let's get this open and have a look. You'll hear the drawer opening next to me regularly. I am going to do a tour of my hobby space soon, just so you can see where I do my hobby. But I like to keep everything at hand and ready to go. So before we have a look inside, let's have a look. So yeah, same again. Build, read, paint, showcase, and next steps for what to do. So let's have a look. Okay, so one last look at that artwork. I really do like that artwork. Okay, what jumps out at me straight away, nice little cardboard box for the minis, reducing plastic waste, really cool. Let's have a look at this. Nice. Okay, so we have, again, push fit models, sculpted bases, which is a really nice kind of addition to these, especially if you're starting out. You get some really nice fancy bases. And we've got the Termagon and the Primaris Space Marine. Again, with these, let's just have a look at the picture on here. I'm either going to use these straight in my Tyranid or Space Marine army, or I might do something a little bit different with them. So we'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, really nice models. Really nice detail as well. Okay, let's have a look at the book itself. So we have a satin cover with gloss and nice battle scene on the back there. I do like the artwork of the Terminator. Always loved Terminators. Tactical Dreadnought armour. I love it. First edition Space Hulk was one of the things that hooked me all those years ago. And yeah, Terminators, spot on. So, getting started with Warhammer 40,000. Similar to the Age of Sigmar one, with letting you know the different things that are in here. Not a massive comprehensive contents at the front, just some areas to guide it with. You've got the colours, so they'll correspond with the edges of the pages. Similar to the kind of the hobby by post you can get now, a lot of the paperwork is done in specific colours. So let's have a look. So talking about the hobby in general, so collecting, building, painting, playing. And like the last one, this is all about getting people interested in the project, and getting people interested in the hobby, selling their models and things like that. It's a catalogue, that's what it is. So here we've got the how to build for the model. So it's the Space Marine Infernus Marine is the Primaris Space Marine, and then we've got the Tyranid's Termagant. The nice thing about these models, I'm not sure about the Age of Sigmar, I'd have to check, but these ones are unique to this box set. So they're the only place you can get these ones. So they're a nice double page spread there. So we've got Tyranids, Primaris Space Marines, Custodes, Imperial Knights, the Imperial Guard, the Astra Militarum. Can't see any other different forces there. That's really, yeah, no, I like that. Nice big gaming board. So Galaxy at War, nice bit of artwork there. Let me just move it up so the light's not shining on it there. So starting out, talking about the Space Marines. So a few pictures of Space Wolves, Salamanders and White Scars. Talks about the number of chapters. the prime marches, some artwork and pictures of painted up minis, more artwork. So yeah, similar to the Age of Sigmar one, talking through the different things, talking through different Space Marine chapters here. Then looking at a few Xenos, we've got the Tyranids. So obviously Space Marines and Tyranids, main release in this edition at the beginning, so obviously they're going to be the ones that get shown a lot more. So we've got the bio weapons. Tyranids, yep, leads on to Genestealer cults, one of my favourites. Then we've got the Astra Militarum, so the Imperial Guard. And then we're going to go through all the different, all of the kind of the forces of mankind before we get to all the other Xenos. Chaos Demons, some Emperor's Tarot there. Talking about the Chaos Space Marines, talking about the different legions, Chaos Knights. Nice selection of artwork and things. One thing I would say about this, the paper isn't as good quality as the Age of Sigmar one. It feels a little bit cheaper. We'll have a look at the page count as well when we get to the end, see how much information's in there. But granted, the models are nice. So going through the Eldari, the Dakari, Necrons, good old Orcs, Leagues of Voltan, and okay, Dark Imperium. So we're looking at background information now. So we've got some nice artwork talking about the 4th Tyrannic War, which is the one that's now in progress. Talking about battle zones, how to paint. So in the Age of Sigmar one, had different ways to paint. In this one, it's just given us one option. So it's just doing standard painting. There's no contrasts or things like that, different alternatives that you can take. That's a bit disappointing, to be honest, not opening up the different choices. So let's say you only wanted to do Warhammer 40,000, you got this, you wouldn't see those other alternatives. Showcase, and a few different armies. And then collecting space. It talks about combat patrols here. And then the starter sets. The ultimate starter set. Oh, okay, let's have a quick look. The difference between them. So you've got quite a few Tyranids, 2 squads of Terminators, 2 squads of Space Marines in character. Then you've got an extra character, a few extra Tyranids. It's got some nice scenery though in the ultimate starter set. Talking about a few things. Okay, so it talks about here the battle ready and the parade ready, but it doesn't give you an insight into the difference, whereas the Age of Sigmar one did. And that's okay, 88 pages. So let's have a bit of a roundup of this. Getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Getting started with Warhammer 40,000. On price, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, I think, wins hands down. A lot of information, over 100 pages of information in this book. Minis, not the most kind of outstanding ones, but good for starters. Getting started with Warhammer 40,000. Really like the minis. Bit disappointed with the content on this. It still has a lot of information, but when you get that for £10, that for £12.50, I think that's the winner in my eyes. Although, I do like the minis from this one. If you think otherwise, or have anything else to say on this, please drop a comment. Always interested to see what people think about these. Like I said, I'm going to do something special with the minis from these, so stay tuned for a later video. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this look at getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar and getting started with Warhammer 40,000. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models and Other Hobbies.